You're live.
Sweet.
Are we live?
I'm going to give it about an hour. We need about 100 people on before we can start talking. So I'm going to make you guys wait.
Just stare at us intimately as we stare at you intimately.
Staring contest on a podcast?
Oh, am I looking right there?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Haha. What's up, YouTube?
We have like 80 subscribers, so.
That's about to change.
Isn't it though?
About to change.
I want to hear your ways. We'll talk about that.
Yeah. I have we're doing a live stream in a couple weeks with all the gals from Glovebox on our channel.
You're doing that too. Here, let me do this. Let's kick us off and then we can talk.
Okay.
All right. We can do we'll do our
Want
intro. Yeah.
And now, this is the moment podcast fans around the world have been waiting for. Sponsored by Glovebox. It's time for the Cease and Desist podcast.
What's up, everybody? It's cease and desist time.
That song still slaps.
Oh, isn't it the best?
Good intro.
Well, we got a special edition today, everyone. It is myself, and thank God, not Ryan and Sean. So Andy Mathisen here, Chief Marketing Officer at Glovebox, and I have a special guest, Nick Ayers, Better Agency. He's back.
Back.
He's back. What brought you here today?
Well, we are going to be throwing a little party, a little shindig. Yeah! Yeah!
On a Sunday.
On a Sunday. Those are the best parties.
Yeah.
On a school night. So we are going to be doing a shindig here in Denver that you guys actually help. You guys are putting on pretty much at the. How much can we
Do it?
Can we go there?
Do it.
Yeah. So we wanted to go to the and a few other people wanted to go to the Accelerate conference.
Yeah.
And that didn't happen for a variety of reasons.
And that's not going to be. That's okay. We'll be okay.
Yeah, we'll be okay. So we decided to get together and just throw a party.
Yeah.
And why not?
We knew there'll be hundreds of agencies in town, and they'll be doing nothing on that Sunday as they fly in. So I figured it's a good opportunity to say, let's gather these individuals and welcome them to town.
Yeah.
Let's team up with some of the best insurtechs in our space and see what we can do to have some fun, get to know these people. I'm sure we haven't met many of them, and we're going to have about 100, 200. We'll see how many show up.
I was looking at the list of people who RSVP'd, and I don't recognize really anybody there. So it's going to be, it will be good to see some new folks.
Yeah.
And yeah, just have fun. That's what conferences are all about. Conferences are about having fun anyways. It's about who you meet. It's not necessarily about the content. It's about, what you do at things like this. And so let's do things like this.
Now, you're hosting a conference for Better Agency here in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that planning and what's gone into it and how you feel about it.
I feel really good. The way that I always feel about events is I get really excited to put them on, and I look forward to them. But then I also really look forward to when they're over.
Absolutely.
It's a weird dynamic. You just hope and pray that nobody dies, nobody comes away pregnant.
Well, that would be unfortunate.
Nobody gets hurt. Just all the things,
Yeah.
and no one gets food poisoning. And so we have our second conference. It's really kind of our second proof of concept. We think that we can make conferences a really cool thing. Not that there's not enough conferences out there, but we think we can put a different spin on it and do something really cool. It invites the entire industry out. It's not just a Better Agency thing. It's really an agency success thing. And so we want to be able to have that. That's coming in a couple weeks, and things are going well. And I'm looking forward to it, and I'll look forward to when it's done.
So we got the opportunity to be a part of it, and we'll be on stage, Ryan,
Yeah.
Sean, and I, and we have our skit prepared. I hope you're ready for this.
Ooh,
thing.
a skit.
Don't you worry, we're fully prepared.
Woo-hoo.
Maybe YouTube Live that day.
Yeah, I like skits.
Yeah.
Skits can either be really good or they can be really bad, though.
Yeah, no, we are fully prepared. We've been practicing for weeks, right, ladies?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think so far of our practice?
Just the best thespians I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's gonna be-
Wow.
Truly.
We got some outfit changes. We got some voiceovers.
If the client experience platform doesn't work out for you guys, then I think maybe taking the show on the road would be.
Yeah, I'll let you be the judge of that here in a couple weeks.
Oh, I will definitely be the judge.
Can't wait.
Yes.
So back to the planning. We planned our first event back in January, a couple months ago, and I hated it. I hate planning events.
Yeah.
Stop whining.
Well, I get to whine because I planned the event, and
Yeah.
it was successful. We loved it. We got a lot out of it. The people in the room were raving about their value they brought home, and I think it's just good to get a community of people together that want to get better, and thankful for people like yourself who are putting on events. So
yeah, I love, I mean, for me, I love just seeing people in person and doing that whole belly to belly experience with people,
Sure.
you know,
breaking bread
in
and
a
all that.
restaurant or breaking bread. You just get so much more out of that, and you glean so much more out of that. And our industry is such a small, tight knit community anyways. Like, to be able to people again and do that stuff is, I love it. I really enjoy it. It's why I go to events, is just for that relationship aspect. And so,
One thing we were trying hard to do a better job of is get people out that we have never, or that don't do this type of thing, that don't come to conferences typically. They don't even know about them because they don't pay attention. So we're looking for avenues in which to seek them out, invite them, and get them there. And so I would imagine you'd fall in that same category of like, I don't want to see the same old people, but obviously I do love seeing the same people, but we got to get some new blood in there. And that's why you brought in different speakers, and that's why I think that's important for the industry too. So cheers to you for doing that. As far as what we're doing Sunday, this collaboration with some InsurTechs together is going to be kind of fun. We've never done anything like it. We have Better Agency, Glovebox, and Naval, which is a new company you're going to be seeing a lot here in the coming months and into the rest of the year, regarding data and how you can utilize it better and kind of format it for your agency and actually turn what is to be, we know to be kind of garbage data, and kind of working it into your process, which is kind of what you guys are formatting too, but we'll talk about that in a bit. Our other participants in the event would be
SIMC, right?
Yep, SIMC. Excited about having them. Zach from that team, who's newer to the SIMC team. So yeah, they're up and running.
Agency VA, I know is going to be in on that. Yeah,
precisely.
Some really good companies.
So that said, if you are in town, this will be released after the fact, so hopefully we see you there. But you will probably just do a roundup following that event, and we'll probably do this again with the rest of the guys and see what we think. But I'm just excited about doing with InsurTech specifically. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
One of the main topics I wanted to cover today is marketing and our two perspectives on how we feel about it as InsurTech companies, and then what we kind of knew for it as an agency and what we did in our backgrounds, which was the agency space. So I'll pose this question to you. What do you see as marketing as an agent and marketing as an InsurTech company?
What are the differences or similarities?
Yeah.
Well, I think there's a lot more similarities than there are differences. I think marketing comes down to understanding your customers and meeting them at the point of their need, and educating them throughout the process. And so I think marketing is a lot of the same pillars exist, whether you're selling blue jeans, bubblegum, or islands in the Bahamas. I think that you have to understand who the buyer is. You have to understand what the pain points are. And you have to understand how your value proposition connects with them to where they want to do business with you.
Sure.
And I think what a lot of people do, and they fall in the trap of, is and I talk a lot about this on, the stuff that we put out, is I believe there are 3 buckets to marketing, and really where I think agencies should be spending their time and where they shouldn't be spending their time. A lot of agents spend their time in the buckets that don't matter. And the 3 buckets to me are lead generation. So, we get leads. Second one is demand and content. And the third one is brand. I think if you can figure out a way to make these 3 buckets work, the problem with agency owners is they think they want to spend all the time in the lead gen bucket, and they neglect the other aspects of the company. And I think a lot of InsurTechs do this too, or they focus too heavy on one or the other, and they don't have a balanced approach. It's my opinion that agency owners shouldn't spend any of their time in the lead gen side of things. They should hire that out. They should delegate to somebody who's better than that, and they should be running their business. They have a control over their brand, and they maybe have some control over the content that they want to put out there and create the demand for their services through education. But that's where I see a lot of people falling short, and where I think agents could really hone in on is delegating what needs to be delegated out, and really going back to just controlling what they can control and watching their business grow as a result of it.
You put out a lot of good content to help agents understand what it means to be a marketer in that space. To be a successful insurance agent, you have to know how to obviously quote and sell insurance, but most importantly, be a brand within your agency, and understand that you are your own brand. You are the one who generates the leads, that gets the business, that gets things flowing.
Well, it's how it should be.
Yeah,
that's how it should be.
Sure, and I guess not all agencies allow that.
No, they don't, or they try to leverage the wrong aspect of their brand. So I do believe that as an independent insurance agent, you want it to be the case that people want to do business with you, regardless if you're using company X, Y, or Z. You want to control that brand and that experience that people are providing. You don't want to delegate that out to carriers necessarily.
Hell no.
You don't want to delegate that out. You want to delegate that to boo that man.
Boo that man. Good gift.
Yes. I think in GIFs.
Yeah.
That's how I
think that's the name of this episode.
Yeah, I think in GIFs. So, but you don't want to delegate those things out. You want to control those things. And so agents spend a lot of time. There's a lot of things out there. There's courses, there's a lot of shiny objects that have tried to bring agents along this lead gen path. And I just don't think that that's how people are buying today. They buy because really at the end of the day, they're doing business with you, and you've educated them enough. You've created a demand for what it is that you do and the value that you provide. So when I think about an agency that's utilizing Glovebox as an example, I have agency A or I have agency B, and agency A doesn't give me any of the tools that I need in order to self-service. They don't give me the things that I need in order to kind of control the experience as I would want to control them on my own time and dime. Mm-hmm. Whereas company B is saying, we're going to provide you with all the table stakes that company A is giving you, the best coverage at the best rate with the best companies, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I wouldn't insure you with anybody that I wouldn't insure my own mother with. These are great companies that we represent, but also we're going to give you tools that allow you to control the experience on your time and dime, whether it's printing out documents or having access to stuff or billing or whatever the case might be, where you don't have to call me as an agency. Who do I want to do business with? The brand proposition and the value proposition is much better with company B than it is with company A, without a doubt. And so I think that these are the things that agency owners should be spending their time on, and then educating their ideal client and their audience in a way that's going to attract them and more of them to their agency.
Yeah, well said. You kind of went into a couple of different categories that I kind of want to bleed into, but ultimately focusing on, okay, agencies need to be good at marketing in some form or fashion. I'm a firm believer that agency owners should be hiring out an individual to lead the charge inside of the agency, as far as
instead of the agency owner.
Instead of the agency owner. Absolutely. Yeah. It needs to be one sole marketing director or whoever, whatever you want to title them, that hones in on all the aspects you laid out, really. Mm-hmm. And that's what they specialize in. And because of that, and now an agent can say, I want to learn from them. I want to be just, able to produce what they do and help not only the agency's lead flow, but myself and what my brand represents to the side of that agency. Yes.
I mean, and if you just think about traditional like lead generation, which is something, it's like a buzzword that agency owners, they either love it or they hate it. But it creates an emotion one way or the other. But lead gen, when you think about traditional lead gen, has done so through things like Facebook ads, LinkedIn ads, content on your website, whatever the case might be. When you just think about the ad platforms in general, they're so complicated now. They make it look really easy, but they change every 30 days, it seems like. And really training that and really being dedicated to that, and that's a full-time job. And that's just not something that agency owners should be doing. Then they should either hire somebody for that internally on their team, or they should delegate it to an agency.
Well, and I hope they're diversifying their marketing as well. So it's not just the digital side.
Right.
For us, it was always professional networking. Mm-hmm. Networking on the professional side leads to quality leads, ones that we know they're buying houses, we know they're buying cars, we know they're saving money on their life and health. So we want to do the same for their home and auto. And that's what we did at our agency. But being diversified, you want your pie chart of marketing strategies to, and they might have different weight on which ones you spend more time on, but you better be diversified. Otherwise, you don't want
all your eggs in one basket. You've got to be able to spread it out.
Yeah. So then going back to the original question, and then so like the InsurTech side of things, like we talked about the agency side. On the InsurTech side, for me, it's lead gen. I just want people to know, number one, we're the best brand in the business for InsurTech. Sorry, better agency with Glovebox is running that show.
It's okay.
I'm just saying that.
It's home field. We'll let you fill it.
We'll be out in Phoenix in a couple weeks. I'll let you have it. No, but then two, most importantly, is just come check out why we feel strongly about this being important for you. Why does our technology, why is it going to provide a reduction in service costs and an increase in revenue? We feel strongly about that. That's why we left the agency to come do this. So we want people to be enticed to come learn about that. I don't mind if you don't buy today, but I think it's important to know what's available.
Sure.
And since there is no one else in our category of client experience, so far so good.
Yeah, and I think you just hit on it. That's where I was going to kind of want to take that a little bit is when you think about in the insurtech space, I think a really big thing, at least for us as we think about it, is how do we create a category that's unique? How do we come to the table with a very strong point of view?
Yeah.
And how do we tell that story? And so when we think about the category that we are trying to operate in, it isn't just CRM or AMS or this, that, or the other, because those categories have been well established.
Mm-hmm.
And when you hear those things, you already think about who is in that space. And so you inevitably compare yourself to that other company, or you're asked to be compared to that. And so for us, we think, how can we make this in a way that is unique enough that we are creating a category, and instead of evangelizing our product, we're evangelizing the category. We're telling people this is what it means to have agency success. And everything that we do, from our education to our product to our community, is all geared around that community of agency success. And so you have technology that fits into that pillar, you have education, and if you look at the stuff that we're putting out, 99% of the content we put out has nothing to do with a software product. It's all about helping agents have more success. And as they have more success, they're going to need the tools to facilitate that anyways. And so I don't have to bash people over the head with it. I can treat them like adults, and they can make their own informed decision. And so that's been our approach. And one, I think that as you look at companies B2B and just throughout history, those are the ones that traditionally win. So evangelize the category, and you'll automatically be the leader of that category.
I'm definitely most impressed on your side with the education you put out. Not only I think it's great content, it actually does give agents a good scope or perspective on what they should be doing, but you're doing that just because you're a good guy and you've done it before and you've been successful. And so you're not really looking for anything besides just like, come check out what you think I think you should be doing.
Yeah.
And
I'm not thirsty. I'm not thirsty because of it. Right.
Yeah, yeah.
And so you can definitely see when you're watching something and you're like, oh man, these guys are they're thirsty. Like, you don't have to be so needy, just help people, and the rest will work itself out. And so whether people are customers of ours or they'll never be customers of ours,
sure.
We think that as we can elevate the industry as a whole, that it's a good thing for everybody.
I want to talk for a second about the category you're kind of bringing up, given that, Better Agency is not just a CRM or just a management system. And so, example, Glovebox went out of its way to establish a category instead of an industry that has a rater, CRM, AMS as core systems, but missing client experience.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why do we let client experience go by the wayside?
Yeah.
We just push clients to carrier apps, and they're confused. You're not my agent anymore. They're my agent.
Who do I call? What do I deal with? Yeah.
So we had to go out of our way to establish a new category as a core system. Now that in your process, you focus on client experience as one of your core systems. So given your scope of where Better Agency is at today, can you talk about this category you'd like to establish and kind of what that might be, unless you feel like it's too soon to talk about that?
No, I think we could talk about that. I mean, for us, it's about agency success.
Yeah.
So we want to put out, we believe there's 3 pillars to agency success. And this is our strong point of view. You don't have to agree with it, but this is how we think about agency success. Number 1, in no particular order, because they're all weighted the same, agents do need technology that are going to help them achieve the goals that they want to achieve and get to the levels they want to get to. They need technology that's going to enable them.
If they want to keep up.
Right. It's 2022.
Mm-hmm.
The year of the smoke signal and telegram are gone. We need technology that's going to enable us. We also need a strong educational platform, a platform that's going to help agents get to that next level up from their mindset to their education, whether it's tactics, strategy, or whatever, that's going to allow them to do things according to best practices, learn from the best peers in the industry, and do that. And the third part is a community. We believe that our community is so tightly knit; it's a small world. We want to be able to foster those relationships, because that feeds the collaboration, that feeds the education when people can come together at events, or they can interact in a Facebook group, or they can, that camaraderie that's built is something that's going to allow everybody to kind of elevate. So as we think about everything we do, from our events to our product to our education to everything we put out, we ask the question, how will this help agents have more success? Will this allow agencies and agents as a whole to achieve higher levels of success? And when you kind of approach it, in our opinion, when you approach it from this sort of selfless mindset of it doesn't matter if they ever do business with us, this is the right thing for the industry, then we just believe good things will happen. And so we are going to raise that banner of agency success. Let's help agents have greater levels of success. And the 3 pillars and 3 categories that matter most, or that are the biggest levers for that.
Well said. When we were running our agency, I don't even think that was something that was really thought of. Agency success is really just retention.
You're right.
But there's more to it.
There's way more to it.
So
Everybody has a different definition.
We were like too narrow-minded at that time, and I think most agencies kind of still are.
Well, you guys did okay.
Part. Yeah, it worked.
You guys did okay.
It worked, but I think the concept you're trying to bring into play here is that you should be building off of what works and what we know to be true as far as what your clients are looking for and what the agency operations can do differently. And for me, with what you guys do is actionable. Like you have data that you don't do anything with. So let's turn that into action. Let's do something with it.
Let's play offense.
I love that. That's my favorite part about what you guys have built. So keep running. It's off to a tremendous start. And I think you guys you're on your way. So I want to talk about Facebook for a minute.
Okay.
I'm personally not a big Facebook fan. How do you feel about Facebook in general?
It's a necessary evil.
Huh?
Yeah.
Demographically, I think we have a certain age range that plays in that space, which is fine. We have to be there. I'm a millennial, but I love focusing in on Twitter, and that's because I can be myself. On Facebook, I have to kind of be a little bit more tame.
You have to toe the line a little bit.
Which I back up a little bit. I'm a more informal sales marketing person. Like I'm just, what's up, man? Let's do business. Like, let's just chat as friends, and then we can work on getting closer as far as the business side goes. On Facebook, I think you have to kind of shade that a little bit. And so why did I bring that up? Well, because we have a Facebook group that we're starting to build. It's got about 300 members so far. And that's our tight-knit group of agencies that are wanting to learn more about what we do and how we're building this thing. Do you guys have a Facebook group, and what do you usually do inside that group?
We do have a Facebook group. It's a love-hate thing.
Sure.
If I'm being completely honest, I would be a liar if I didn't say, and sorry if there's anybody who's watching this who's in our Facebook group. I'd be a liar if I didn't say, man, there were days where I just said, let's just take that whole thing down. But then there are days where I'm like, this is the greatest thing ever. It's a community. The thing that typically happens with groups like this is you have to constantly tell people this is not a support group. If you have technical support, let's go through the proper channels.
Interesting.
Yes. This is not a support channel. We have avenues for that, but this is a way for us to collaborate together, share best practices, what's working for you. Hey, how are you guys doing this? Or this is a unique challenge I'm facing in my agency, or how are you guys solving this? And so we do have that. We use it as a means of communicating to our customers, because a lot of our customers are on Facebook. It's one avenue, along with some other avenues that we do to notify people. It's a way for us to just have face, I think, because we don't do phone support, and we don't do any of that. We do daily calls every day on Zoom where people can jump on.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, so we do whether they are Zapier, for people who want to like get in the weeds on Zapier. We do a Zapier training call every week. We do office hours, or if you just really want to get on the phone and talk with somebody face to face.
I'm sure someone does.
Yeah,
often.
Yeah. So, and we do campaign training. We do all those things and best practices.
You seem to have more time in your day than me.
No, so let me be very, very clear. I am not the one doing this. We have a team of people, and they do that stuff. Right. I don't.
Gabby and Caitlin are here in the room with us.
What's up, Gabby? What's up, Caitlin?
Producers of Cease and Desist.
Hi.
Your turn. Talk to me about Facebook and your feelings, and why do you not like it?
Well, we both like Facebook Marketplace.
Nice.
Especially Caitlin over here.
Go into detail, please.
So we are both recently out of college, so we don't have money, and I just moved into a new place.
Andy City's giving you a big fat raise.
Perfect. Great timing. But Facebook Marketplace is just a dream, because you can stalk people before you go pick up stuff.
You want to make sure they're not serial killers.
Yeah, and I don't trust Craigslist.
You guys want to hear a funny story about Craigslist?
Yes.
What I was thinking, what if I said no, and then you'd have to just not tell the story?
Yeah.
But go ahead.
So is Craigslist still a thing, by the way?
Craigslist, yeah.
I haven't been on there in years. So when I've been married for 12 years, and I bought my first home in 2009.
Okay.
So I had a 3-bedroom house, and I thought, you know what? These are just like empty rooms. Why don't I get some roommates?
Oh my.
So I went to Craigslist, and for years I had roommates I would find on Craigslist, and even like into our marriage, my wife was like, "You got to get rid of these roommates." So
Yeah.
what's the rating of the show? Are we pretty?
Do it.
Okay.
Whatever you want to do.
So I had different roommates, and they all had they all had a name. They all had a nickname, and it was a 2-word nickname, and it was blank bunky. So like I had somebody who was in the Air Force. He was Air Bunky.
Okay.
I had somebody that was an alcoholic. He was Drunk Bunky.
Yeah, drunky bunky.
We had all kinds of different bunkies. I brought this guy before I got married. He comes, I meet him. I always had to meet him at a different location, not at my house.
Sure.
And I met this guy. Seemed, cool, whatever. And he, yeah, man, come on, move in. Pay the rent, and you're good. So whenever somebody moved into my house off Craigslist, I would go into their room when they weren't there, and I would snoop through their stuff when they first moved in.
Oh boy.
Because I have no idea who these people are.
Yeah.
They could be liars. Now, this is where it gets a little risque. So I go into his room. I'm not going to reveal his name just
Sure,
yet.
that'd be rude.
Well, I'm not going to give his nickname yet because it gives away the story.
Okay.
So I go into his room, and I'm looking around, and I open up a drawer, and this guy,
Uh-oh.
he had DVDs, adult entertainment DVDs.
Okay.
Skin flicks, pornos.
Yeah.
Okay. so
Yeah,
make sure you get
familiar.
it. It wasn't just like a row of them. It was like double and triple stacked and then
Oh.
like elevated.
Oh.
And that was just
man.
one. And then I look around, he's got another like full on bookshelf.
Yikes.
This guy had at least 500 DVDs.
Impressive.
So he's immediately called Porno Bunky.
Yeah.
Now, I told my wife was really creeped out by this guy on Craigslist.
Yeah.
I go, babe, it's not abnormal. This is 2009. So the internet's still a thing. I go, babe, it's not abnormal for a guy to maybe get a gag gift or to have
A onesie twosie.
a one. Like it was his from when he was a teenager, and there's some nostalgia.
Yeah,
about it.
collections.
This dude
Seasons.
in
And
the
seasons.
internet age,
Went out of his way.
when I was waiting to get like a full, he was like a connoisseur, and my wife was like, "Are you gonna kick him out?" And I'm like, "Nah."
I mean, yeah, that doesn't make sense.
But like we got
That'd be rude.
we
But
got
here's the problem.
married. We got married, and he's still with us for like a year. My wife was like, "You got to get rid of this guy."
Yeah.
So I had to get
I'm concerned for him.
That's my
'cause-
Craigslist story.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen the Worst Roommate show on Netflix that just came out?
Mm-mm.
It's like a docu-series.
All right.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Like it'll never make
Probably
you
made
wanna
his way
ever
on
have
it.
He
roommates.
probably
But
did.
yeah, like there's a whole episode, or there's 2 parts to that one, where there's this guy that squats in people's house because
Ooh.
like squatter
Squatter
laws and
rights?
stuff. Yeah, squatter rights.
Oh,
They're a thing.
I don't know about this.
And like eviction laws are insane, and like it can take up to like 5 years to get evicted. Like it's
as a roommate.
mhm.
No way.
It's like if you get mail, I think the deal is if you get mail sent to your house within the first month, then
You're
it's
established.
way harder to get out. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you're established. Yeah.
Oh, impressive.
Interesting.
So
Yeah,
watch
well,
out. No more roommates.
For some reason, that reminded me of 40-Year-Old Virgin. And if you recall that movie, he's got a big box of porn.
Yeah.
I don't want your big box of porn, Andy. And his name's Andy, which is the best part. So,
Anyways,
who knows how we got there?
we got a little
Um,
off topic there. You were talking about Facebook.
Yeah. So I just there I don't know. Though so and this is another reason why I don't like Facebook, because I know my parents, specifically my mother, hi mom, are just living and breathing Facebook.
Oh,
So I'm just trying to stay away.
I got grandparents like that.
Yeah. So I'm just like, I'm trying to avoid it, man. But hey, all our clients that are on our Facebook group, I absolutely love that you guys are there. And here's the deal. Like, we use it as just the same way, community. And actually we do use it for support. Like you have a problem, come there, we'll chat. Because it poses probably the same question for others. Like, hey, I had that problem too.
Sure.
So that's just why we do it that way. But maximizing the technology, pointing out things that are coming. So feature functionality that's on the way. And involvement in our sessions, orientation and study hall that we put on. So anyways, beside the point, Facebook is what it is. What's your preferred platform for you personally that you just like to post on? You just have fun with it?
For me, I try to eat my own advice here, is that I believe like you should have some anchor platforms, and then you should steadily go out to other ones. So like for me, my big platforms, I have a few. They're used for different things. I love YouTube.
Yeah.
YouTube is probably my preferred content platform. I really like. I do like Facebook because I unlike you, I feel like I can just be an idiot, and I'm free in my idiocy.
Yeah. You've done a good job.
I'm definitely
establishing that early on. Like no one's gonna question who Nick is. Like you are who you are.
Yeah, I'm an idiot.
No, you're just like tell it how it is, and I like that. I appreciate it.
Yeah,
but
to be fair, like if you're watching this, I'm gonna let you in. I'm gonna show you how the sausage gets made just a little bit.
Yeah.
Is nothing I do, very little that I do online. When you know that's like that, just know that I'm having fun, and it's just
you have fun with those trolls too. I've seen you with the trolls.
It's entertaining to me. It's my form of entertainment. I don't play golf, so this is what I do. But I like LinkedIn a lot as well.
Yeah, the girls love LinkedIn.
Yeah,
it's their favorite.
It's very easy to get people riled up on LinkedIn. Here's what I like about LinkedIn. LinkedIn is the best platform today for organic content distribution. So
Sure.
I can post something, and if it's good, somebody will like it. Then their friends will see it. They will like it.
Yeah.
And I'll get second and third tier people engaging with my stuff. And I'll have content that goes out to 10,000 people that would never happen on Facebook or would never happen on another platform. I've recently, and I'm debating, I have a TikTok right now.
Here we go.
I have a TikTok. And I'm using TikTok, again, if we're talking tactics and strategy, I'm using TikTok as a means to get in front of people that aren't on LinkedIn and aren't on Facebook.
Yeah, different audience.
And a lot of these people, I'm thinking in my head, they're not even agency owners.
Sure.
They're producers.
And they're new to the
But
business.
they're new to the business, or they're producers in an agency, and either they have influence in an agency, I'm marketing down the org chart, or they're people that will soon be agency owners. If you're doing like your own TikToks, I'm thinking in my head, okay, like from an insurance standpoint, you're trying to sell insurance. I'm thinking you're probably not long before you're an agency owner. So I want to get my content out to that channel. But I downloaded TikTok, and I felt like my grandpa did the first time he downloaded MySpace, and it was confusing, and he was scared and didn't know what to think about it. But I have it, and I haven't deleted it. I'm trying to train the algorithm.
Do you feel personally victimized by TikTok sometimes?
Dude, yes.
Isn't it
That's
strange?
a great way to put it. I feel like a victim.
I'm like, I didn't do this, honey.
No, when I'm sitting around, I'd be like, babe, like this is not me.
Yeah.
This is not me. And I don't know why it's showing me this stuff. I didn't look at this.
But here we are.
Yeah, but here we are. You want to see? No. No. But
so not to cut you off, I just was thinking about this about LinkedIn because I want to make sure we get that part in. But when a lot of people ask me, how do you come up with content? And I'm not the best content generator. I'd certainly call myself average. But when it comes to LinkedIn, I've been very dedicated about doing 3 posts a week, bare minimum. And I'm not talking about Glovebox more than 1 time a week. And that's just my personal take. But what I'm looking for is insight, perspective, stories, opportunities, advice. There's like so many. If you go through your calendar in a given day, you have 10 conversations, bare minimum. And in those conversations, you have 1 or 2 things that you could pull from, write down, and put into a post. And that is something that people can engage with, interject their thoughts, disagree, agree, or, yeah. And so that's how you generate content. It's not that hard if you think about it.
No,
just have
it's
a
not.
notepad right by you, get off a Zoom, write down one thing every time. And I try and turn that into a post. And so the other way of doing that is we have a lot of the same conversations here at Glovebox all the time. And I said, like, let's just turn that into a blog. You write a blog, and a blog can turn into a video, and a video can turn into audio, and an audio can, all this stuff can be recycled. And so we've taught our people about recycling content. One piece of content can turn into many.
Yeah, you got content redistribution is huge. If you just rely on, I'm going to post this on my social media, whatever the platform is, and you just assume everybody's going to see it when you post it, it's wrong. It's incorrect. Not everyone's going to see it. And people don't remember do you remember what you saw 3 days ago? I don't remember what I saw today.
Sure.
Like, if you're banking on the fact that everyone sees it, and then the people who did see it, they even remember it, they don't.
Good call.
And so
in one ear, out the other, same thing.
Yeah. So it's repetition, it's consistency.
Yeah. How about posting the same thing on all platforms?
I do this a lot, but I try to, depending on the platform, is I will make small tweaks or redistribute it. I'll change I'll change a little thing here or there for the platform itself. So when I post on Facebook, I'll post probably more images or longer form content, or even like videos, where I won't necessarily even do that on LinkedIn. And the reason why I don't post like videos on LinkedIn a lot of times, for the majority, is because I know how LinkedIn makes money. LinkedIn makes money by showing an ad every 4 or 5 posts. And I'd rather write something small because I know it's going to get scrolled through faster, and LinkedIn's going to be able to show their ad that they want to make money. So they're going to prioritize how they make money more than showing my stuff. And so it's just kind of knowing how the ad platforms work a little bit, and then kind of massaging your content in a way that fits what they're trying to achieve as well.
Well said. When Caitlin came on in March of 2021, we whiteboarded. One of the first things we ever did was whiteboard what we were going to do as a strategy for every platform. Remember doing that? She's nodding yes.
Do you guys stick to it to this day?
No, not at all. And the reason I was trying hard to do that is because I was like, I have to have our audience in every category and every platform like feel like we're doing something unique in each section. So I just don't think that's the case anymore. We've kind of like, never mind. We're going to do. Today's post is going there. That post is going here. So I just actually don't even have a real strategy anymore on that side, but it's okay. I don't think it matters.
I think so. I do want to have somewhat of a strategy. So what I do on YouTube is completely different than what I do on Facebook.
YouTube's a little bit of an exception.
Right. You have to. So why are people on? So I think you can do the same thing with TikTok as well, or Instagram, whatever your platform of choice is. So for me, when I think about YouTube, people go to YouTube to be entertained or to learn something. They want one of the two things. They don't want to be sold. And besides, we're going to show YouTube ads anyways, but they're going to see the ads anyways. But I want to create content. If they're intentionally coming to that piece of content, I don't want them to feel like they sat through a timeshare pitch. I want them to feel like I had a problem. I went to YouTube to learn something, or to just watch a bunch of stupid videos and be entertained. And did it accomplish one of those two things? Is there a mix of infotainment somewhere in there that does that, right? It's entertaining. It's information that is not boring. It doesn't look like you're watching paint and dry.
My current mission is to help our sales team leverage their cold calling and cold emails to help push. Hey, I only have to write a sentence or two to this prospect agency owner, and I want them to go over to YouTube and learn about what we've done, what problem we're solving. So we point out things that are obvious in the industry. We make fun of it, to be honest, because we know we can.
Yeah.
And we point out the solution really quickly. And so we've done that a lot with YouTube. We have a new channel called Primal Insurance, and it's us as an agency, if we were to be one. Again, making fun of the industry, pointing out things that happen in the agency operationally.
Stuff that we all go through, right?
Yeah.
It's not like necessarily making fun of the users. It's making fun of like these are
correct.
We've all been there.
Yeah, parody. Everything's a parody video, but it's giving us the opportunity to say this is just how we see it, and we think you probably agree.
Yeah.
And so far so good. It's pretty new, but we're going to work off of that concept this year. What other marketing stuff are you guys working on at Better?
So
that's pretty vague or broad, I should say.
Yeah, I mean, so we look at our content strategy or our marketing strategy to be focused on some different buckets. We're very heavy on trying to create demand through education, create demand, and then capture demand with the paid ad channel. So we want to create good content that gets you into our ecosystem. We want to answer the question, what is it that you don't know that if you did know, you'd be more likely to make a decision one way or the other, good or bad. And then we do a lot when it comes to the ad networks. I was telling you earlier today, we actually do a lot of Facebook ads. We do a lot of Google ads, do a lot of LinkedIn ads. We actually do a lot of Bing ads.
Bing. I thought that was funny. Do you guys know what Bing is?
Yeah, the search engine.
It's hilarious.
Yeah, someone I was talking to Logan, and he says he uses the duck.
Duck.
Yeah, the duck one.
We do Bing because one of the things we noticed, classic dad joke, the number one search term on Bing is Google. But the
that's hilarious.
Heyo, need that from Anchorman.
There you go.
We in our research we found that one of the questions that we ask people, or we get insights on is what email service do you use? Because Better Agency syncs with their email. I'm a Gmail guy. I'm a Google guy. Yeah. I'm in the Google ecosystem. But that's not a lot of agency owners. What we are finding is the majority of agency owners use Outlook. They're on Microsoft. Do you use Slack or Teams? A lot of people use Microsoft Teams. And so a lot of people are using Bing as and Microsoft Edge and Bing, which is the default homepage, as a browser. And so we said that's an area that we think. Now I know someone's watching this going, we got to get on Bing ads. I'll release a Bing ads course, and I'll be the Bing
Bing
guru,
specialist.
Bing guru. But we found that a lot of agents are using Bing, and so it's all about being where the audience is at and putting your fishing pole in the water where people are, where the fish are swimming. And so we do that. So paid ads is a big component of what we do. Our content is a massive thing of what we do. We get a lot. Our model is 100% inbound. Everything is an inbound demo, schedule a call, schedule a demo. And we do a lot of demos, and it's all related based on the education and the paid ad strategy that we do. Our sales team tell us every day they don't talk to anybody who doesn't like watch our content, and so that's
Working.
That's exactly what it's there to do, right?
So you think agents can mimic this thought process?
I think this works.
Strategy.
I think this works for anything.
Yeah.
I think any area of marketing is. I think the way people buy today, it doesn't matter what they're buying, they buy through what is really kind of called the dark social. So dark social is when you need to hire a local service company of any kind. Where do people typically do their research or figure that out? They go to neighbor Facebook groups. Yeah. They ask, who do you know who's the best insurance agent or the best mortgage company or the best pest control? Yeah. Who's the pool company you guys use? Whatever it is. Like, they go to that, they get validation. They do research on their own. They're looking at this. They're comparing and contrasting. This is how they get word of mouth. Dark social is all about word of mouth online. So these conversations happen in Facebook groups, right? Chat, text channel, group text chats, all that stuff. And so this is where you want to be. So the more you show up in these areas, the better it's going to be, and the more likely people are going to recommend you. They're going to talk about you. And so optimizing for that is really where it's at. And you can't tie that to attribution. You can't tie that. I did this. I saw somebody post in a Facebook group this week. They're like, I was approached to sponsor a hole at a golf tournament and put my logo on the scorecard. Is that worth it? And everybody's response was, no, that's a horrible waste of money. You can't get any ROI out of that. And my question is I don't know. Maybe it is. If that's all you're doing, no. But if you just try to tie everything back to this one-to-one, I did this and I got this result, that's hard to do in 2022. You can't do that because people are being touched by 50,000 different things that all lead back to you. And so it's a matter of doing those things. And that's where I think agency owners can control that. They can control the demand. They can control the brand. They should outsource the lead gen. And I do think this is what insurance agents can and should do.
Outsourcing lead gen is a tough topic for me because I was the guy that was doing the lead gen.
When I think of lead gen, I think of traditional. I think of like the stereotypical way of lead gen of like paid ads on networks, Facebook ads, Google search ads, those types of things.
Okay, yeah, exactly. So that does, I can see because they don't specialize in that kind of stuff. So why?
And most agents probably weren't at the size or infrastructure that you guys had, right?
Yeah.
Most agents who have 5 employees aren't going to go hire a dedicated marketer for their team before they hire another CSR or another salesperson. They're going to allocate staff resources elsewhere before they get there.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think whether it's in staff or somebody who does it professionally, just figure that out.
And I know those listening potentially want to hear and understand in depth and actually how to, and we should probably break it down for them one day, not today, but we should probably do some sort of a live session when we talk about that stuff in depth.
Yeah.
Well, this is fun. I think we should keep this kind of conversation going. I just wanted to get your take on, your style and your marketing approach for Better Agency and kind of what we do here and kind of this back and forth.
I want to adopt what you guys have. I mean, you guys do a lot of really cool stuff when it comes to, I feel like every other day I see Glowbox is hiring another guru.
Yeah.
We want to get there as well. So it's all inbound right now. So
sometimes you say quality over quantity. We certainly agree, but we also do quality and quantity. So why not? So we've taken that approach, and it's necessary because of where the industry is right now. They're interested, they're curious, they want. So we can't handle all that. We're trying to keep up. So all good things. But Hey man, this is fun. I'm glad you're here. It's gonna be a good weekend, and
Really good.
yeah, marketing 101.
Should we talk about BetterBox?
Yeah, we should talk about BetterBox. It's gonna be a fun project. It's something that we're gonna evolve over the course of the year. First and foremost, the fact that Better Agency and Glovebox are integrated, and that's gonna be a more robust integration as the months go on. Right now, we can receive data.
We haven't even really talked about it at all because
No.
all I think about is where I know where it's going, and I'm like, let's wait till we get like.
Yeah, and that's why I don't want to give away the end results.
Oh, sure.
At the end of the here's the deal.
Just give Better Agency and Glovebox, you'll be happy.
And that's all we really need. Okay, session over. No, concept being is that all really management systems do not give their clients the opportunity to have a mobile and web client-facing self-service tool. They give an AMS data, interface.
Yeah, you might as well be looking at Mandarin
You know what
tablets.
it looks like. Yeah, it's ugly in there.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to display downloaded data to a client. I would never. I don't want to do that.
I know most insurance agents can't even read a court form. So you think your client's going to read them?
And it just looks so silly. And also it doesn't make any sense. Those were intended to be internal facing documents. You don't show a core forms to clients.
They're meant to be kindling.
Yeah. So we are working hard to be Better Agency's, interface for clients. And so we have the integration set up. We're working on actionable distribution and really just honestly getting more people interested in the concept of having a great AMS and a great client experience all tied into one.
Could you imagine? Could you imagine anybody watching this who is on the board of one of the big
dogs,
and they're like, I don't know. I'll be nice because this is your show.
Oh, it's okay. I mean, it's fine. We work with it. We're agnostic.
They don't like us, but I don't want to put you in a bad situation.
It's fair.
I could be in the bad. I'll be the heel. I'll be the bad guy.
One thing that we're
Could you imagine working at these companies and thinking you're going to compete?
Oh,
with
we got it in anyways.
You're not going to compete with this.
Oh,
you ain't going to do it.
Yeah, it's going to stare in the camera a little extra longer on that. Anyways, no, yeah, and the membership site. Do you want to talk about it for a sec?
Sure.
The concept of we already give education, but we're going to go give the most top shelf content as far as what we know to be true. We're going to give our followers, our
the
network.
Goods.
Yeah,
like,
we get that stuff anyways.
The goods. And instead of paying $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 for a course that teaches you these theories, we're going to be breaking down like real, like step-by-step actionable things that any agency can take and they can go deploy it and do really cool stuff with, and that's going to be really cool.
And we'll work closer with those agents because they bought in.
Yeah,
they've got some skin in the game.
Well, it's like I'm not an iPhone user, right? So I'm not an iPhone user yet. I am going back when the new iPhone comes out, but it's in September. But like if I just had an iPhone, I can make it work. It'd be all right. I can have an iPhone. Yeah. But you don't get the full thing. Like it's not the same. Like you got to have the iPhone to match with your Apple computer, with your Apple Play, and now you got to have Apple. Like having all this stuff together. That's where the magic happens.
Yeah,
that's where it happens.
I don't know where you were going with that.
What I'm saying is like the people who have both. That's why we're gonna give a lot more special love and attention.
Yes,
having both is really. If you got both, then you're cooking. You're cooking. Yeah, you're cooking with fish grease.
Yeah.
Like that is hot stuff.
I can't wait. We got a number of these agencies who are already off and running.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a snowball.
Yeah.
Well, cool, man. Let's end today's show. But I just really I'm looking forward to doing more breakout sessions with you. I'm looking forward to speaking at your conference here in a couple weeks.
It's gonna be good.
There's a lot to do this year. We're working our tails off. I've never worked harder. I've never had more gray hairs, obviously. And today's my birthday, by the way.
Oh, it is. That's right. Happy birthday.
Let's go celebrate.
How old is Andy? Is anybody watching on the live right now?
No.
Okay, that's fine. I'd be curious to know how old people think you are.
Yeah,
I don't even know how old you are.
I'm not going to reveal it. So
I'll do a guess.
You can throw your guess.
Comment down below your guess.
Yeah.
Yeah. Comment below. That's why I was asking if there's anybody watching live. I'm going to say you are 38.
Younger?
Yeah,
no, not even really close.
Older? Younger?
Older. That'd be really disappointing. Much younger.
Much younger.
Is much okay to say? You guys know how old I am.
Well, what's much? Like 3 years?
Keep going.
Are you early 30s?
33 years old.
Wow.
Yeah, it happens fast, guys.
Oh,
We were just talking last night. I remember my 21st very, very well.
do you remember
Well,
your 21st
up
very, very
until
well?
10:30 at night, things get a little dicey.
Every
But,
Friday is your 21st birthday.
Yeah. I party hard. No, yeah, nothing crazy going on for this birthday. We're just having happy hours for the InsurTech world.
This,
So,
this is what happens when you turn 33,
Yeah.
bro. It's just all downhill.
Kids
you
and-
quit counting
yeah,
and
all
looking
that.
forward to partying with insurance agents and vendors.
Let's do it up. But all right, guys, we'll send you off. Thanks for joining us today. Cease and desist listeners, come back for more episodes. We'll have Ryan and Sean on next time, I guess.
Screw
Whatever.
those guys.
Have a lovely day.
Cool. Nice.